chat room are like, you know, we got some people in there from Ohio, and they're saying, you know, that that's a great thing. You know, that tells you a lot about the person when you can just go out and, you know, do your thing and just go. Because we have an avid listener, like she's in here all the time, Lady G, and she's, you know, rocking, holding down Ohio. And if we could just kidnap her and bring her here, we have like so much love for her. She tweets everything, and she, you know, Facebook, everything like that. So this is really,
I think you should try it, Lady G.
Yeah.
Yes, DoUWannaMove.com.
And find
Get
him
in contact with Matt. Matt is, he's a trailblazer.
Find him on Twitter. It's DoUWannaMove. Do you wanna move?
Yes.
Yes, on Twitter. So is there any final like love shouts?
We're gonna leave it on a positive note because, you know, we're talking about grandma and stuff like that, but we're gonna leave it on a positive note, which was very positive that you pray with her every night. I really like that. At 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
We don't want you to miss the 9 o'clock. I wanted to ask you, what has been one of the most positive experiences since your move?
I think the most positive. Now, because I moved and I don't have any friends or family, it forces me.
Your friends.
Well, now I do. I know. I'm so excited. Come to Ricardo's. But is that you have to force yourself to talk to people because there's no one in your comfort zone, and no one you can come and say, hey, what are you doing? Knock on a neighbor's door. So I was coming home from Costco on 116th First Avenue, the best thing in life, and there's this guy collecting recyclables outside, you know, where they go through the trash and collect recyclables, and I just stopped and asked him, excuse me, sir, like, how long have you been doing that? And he said, well, I've been doing it for 25 years. I'm a writer. I have all this poetry, and he showed me a lot of poetry, and he says he's been living in Harlem his whole life, and he told me so much about the area and the location, and that I asked him, you know, how do you feel, how do people treat you, and how do you feel when they do? And he says, well, you know, they treat me like I'm stupid, they treat me like I'm a crackhead, and yes, I live in a shelter, but, you know, look at my poetry, I think I'm a really good writer, and I just do this because I need the money, and this is where I come from, and it was just such a positive, wonderful experience, and I would have never talked to that guy if I was in LA. I would have never talked to that guy in Arizona because I was just kind of lonely that morning and wanted to talk to somebody. So I just stopped this guy on the street. I was like, how long have you been doing that? And he's like, well, 25 years, and we had this wonderful conversation. So
I think that
it's just crazy.
You definitely are bold, and you're adventurous, and you're brave, and a lot of people that have been on the East Coast may not even travel to some towns that that they are like maybe 30 minutes away from, and for you to come across to a different coast and just go out and come to Harlem and say, this is where I'm gonna be. You could have went to some like little rinky-dink town, and it's just a safe zone for, you know, people who think that, oh, well, why did you go there? And I think that speaks loudly about your personality and your goals and things like that. And we definitely want to have you back in about, you know, maybe we could even try 2 months just to see what,
back in 2 months?
Absolutely.
See what's going on in your life.
Next week. Sure. I have a whole bunch of stuff for you by tomorrow.
So is there anything that you want to like, any last remarks that you would like to give to anybody that may be listening and wants to take that move and they only have $25 in their pocket?
I think that I'm not discounting that it's not a struggle, and that it's not hard sometimes, and that you aren't lonely sometimes, but you learn so much about yourself, and you learn so much about others and the location that you're in, that it's almost pertinent to do it one time in your life, because it really opens a lot of doors. It really opens your eyes. And if you're unable to do it because you have children or because you don't want to leave your family, then just watch me do it.
Watch me, bro.
And if he doesn't get into NBC, you should probably try to, you know, get into some modeling or something like that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Just walk into the studio and just go.
I'll sign autographs later. I will sign autographs later.
Just walk in. What is it? In Manhattan. What? The big model studio that you just walk in and they take all your measurements, because you got that buy some drawers. some like nice shirt or something like that. That look.
That Macy's.
Yeah.
That Macy's circular look.
Yeah.
Well,
so you never know. Check it out. Check it out.
I say go for everything.
Do
I
everything.
think I am. And
go for everything. You have nothing stopping you. That's
absolutely.
That's great because you
if,
just have all avenues open.
And the cool thing about this is, even if I do go for something and I get rejected, you get to watch it and see that, hey, like, I tried it and this is how it goes and this is what you have to go through.
Now, okay, just my very last question.
Yes,
we have other people here, but so are you documenting everything? Like when you walk up to people and they say, "Do you have a car? Do you have your camera with you?"
Well, sometimes. See, I have well, all the time actually, but now I have a little flip camera.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So if I just walk up to people and my goal is to get a resume or to get their business card, then I'll have the camera kind of on myself asking the question.
Oh,
if my goal is to interview them, then I'll just take a flip camera and then ask them politely and then,
Okay,
record
that's
it.
good.
And I only bring this out when there's like I know that people aren't going to get offended or anything like that,
I think that's a good way to do it because, like, you don't want to just show the camera and then start asking questions.
Yeah.
I think that's a good look at all.
Can I have a job here? If that's how one.
If you give me attitude, it's on camera. I'll put on my blog.
Put it on the blog what you said to me, you mean person. No, but I think he's been good. This has been a good thing.
Yes, and I'm looking now to see what date we can put you in. So it's July 25th, right? We said 2 months.
Okay.
September 26th. Matt Reynard will be in the house with an update of his DoUWannaMove.com experience. So that's 2 months to see whether or not you can lock down a job.
Yes.
And whether or not you still like where you live.
Yes.
How it's
and
been
your child now.
What I'm doing, yes.
Right. And if you did go into the modeling, I'm telling you, I can't think of the name right now, but you just walk down there and walk in. Yes!
Okay.
Go right into the studio.
I know. I mean,
I'm so serious.
I don't know why I know that.
I'm so serious. Just walk.
Thought about it. You
walk into
like a Colgate commercial too.
Yeah, just walk into the building.
This took work. Okay. Here's the braces.
All you have to do is when you walk in there, pretend you were sent. You were sent there. Just walk in there like I'm here. And my measurements. So with that said, Mr. Matthew Reynard, you have been aired out.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now what bus do I take home?